Yay!
Welcome. We're back. Woohoo. Happy New
Yeah,
Year,
like
everyone.
kidding. Like it's the start of a new beginning, so that's why we're talking about detox, Gary.
That's right. We're talking about detox. Yeah, because one of the questions I had is why are we doing a detox now? I thought we did that in the spring and the fall.
Yeah, no kidding. Actually, it should be one per season minimum
Oh, okay.
of some more or less severity. And this time of year, tell me somebody that doesn't need a little bit of a clean out, leave the last year behind, and sort of move forward with some of their eating habits. Mm-hmm.
Well, if you really binged during Christmas, you probably do need one, right?
Yes, absolutely. And many people also embark on the calendar year, sort of, make people
Mm.
make fun of why do you need to do resolutions or whatever that term is. But it just feels like a great time to reset.
Right. Yeah.
So,
No, absolutely. I think this is one of those things that you need to do on a regular basis. And see, I don't even think about it, folks. I just let Linda goes, okay, you need a detox. Come here. And I get a good slap around and I walk away with a little tincture full of stuff and we're all good.
well, in a couple weeks, oh, good.
Yeah, that's right.
And detoxing is never finished. Like people like to say that, I'm gonna do the 7-day, 10-day, 14-day. Well, yes and no. Like naysayers, I was reading in kind of horror that people like to think that their bodies can take care of everything. We are designed with those main eliminatory filtering organs to help us deal with toxins.
Right.
Um, is it enough? Not in this day and age, like maybe back a couple hundred years ago, where we weren't so exposed to the level of unusual chemicals that are new to us.
Right.
So if we can't eliminate them, the body tends to store them, and fat soluble toxins end up in the fat, and water soluble are more likely to pass through the digestive tract, and of course, more so the kidneys.
Right.
But yeah, detox is never done, and
It's kind of like
as
weeding a garden, right? You just never
yeah,
finished.
so true. Good analogy. Yeah. And replenishing soil is the supplemental part. So when you want to add more compost and seed soil or and put back some of the nutrients, that's what we do with supplementation and being more focused on our fruits and vegetables,
Right.
um, to get minerals back and avoid getting older and moldier
Right.
and rustier.
And rest here. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's an ongoing process as opposed to I'm done and I'm good.
Yeah. 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 And I guess it all hinges as well, probably on your eating habits, right? So you eat garbage stuff, and you're
Yes.
you're needing to detox every other week or constantly. I don't know.
Well, and there's also the fallacy. Some of my family members have suffered on account of this thinking, and is that can get away with the excess drinking and the poor eating habits as long as they're exercising.
Mm,
So they feel their exercise compensates by increasing circulation, therefore they're filtering more, but not so much real.
so that whole idea of going out and really working hard, then having a break, drinking a beer, and having a cigarette doesn't really work.
No, not at all.
I've seen people do that, believe it or not.
Well, yeah, and or just buy the bag of chips or justify
Yep.
whatever. So
Yeah.
it's um, not real. So people go on to have a cardiovascular event like requiring a stint, and you're 60 years old and you're fit as a fiddle, but your body's telling you otherwise
Yeah.
if that's what happens. So um, detoxifying and replenishing, and that's where we could also diverge a little bit right now. And I mentioned it is that people will get frightened about a detox because they think they're going to suffer some kind of adverse effect or side effect. And really, what that's telling us is that maybe it was not the right products, maybe to start with a food removal or a food addition type detox, maybe just drinking water. So it very depends on the person and maybe what medications they could be on that will impact how a detox has, negative results, you'd say.
Yeah.
Ultimately, there's no negative result to a detox, and there's a whole continuum of what we're talking mostly about today with the Cabbage Soup-A-Thon.
Sure.
Is we're doing a food detox with eating as much cabbage soup throughout the day. It simplifies. It gives a rest to our digestive tract. We still feel satisfied, and it gives our bodies a break to do some more mending.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And so this is a food detox, and obviously there's other detox things that you can take, like herbs and stuff. I'm assuming, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So detox, cleanse, fast. Those are the three key words that I encountered as I moved from my pharmacy career into studying more about natural medicine. So detox always struck a little bit harsh and hard to believe, because in pharmacy we didn't talk so much about detoxification pathways in the body. It just wasn't described in that way. So we sadly, it is kind of a surprise to me to understand that the body would benefit from some rest. We don't always have to be doing something to it. But, and it's certainly not a pharmaceutical deficiency that we need. Sometimes just correcting our lifestyle is going to help immensely. So what were you asking? It was about got side.
There was
other products to use.
Products. And to go along with that question, is a fast a detox?
Absolutely, yes.
Or is it part of a detox? Is it a detox in and of itself, or is it part of a detox?
It is a detox if you're having cabbage soup throughout the day and you don't eat anything overnight, you're doing intermittent fasting.
Right.
They call it intermittent fasting. If you choose to do the master cleanse, which is the lemon juice, cayenne pepper, and maple syrup and water, that is considered almost fast, because clearly you're still doing something from lemon juice and maple syrup. So it's not just a water fast. And there are clinics that do just water fasts, but should be under medical supervision. But the herbs and the homeopathy tends to use the word drainage as a term for detox, because what it's doing is it's opening all the cells to be more focused in elimination, as opposed to building and doing and changing and metabolizing. So drainage programs that you usually should get from a professional to guide you so that you don't encounter negative effects and then put you off from actually doing something that's very, very, very heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question. Everybody should be doing some sort of detoxing and cleansing if they want to maintain their health in the current century that we're in, all the toxins, the PCs, the DDT. I mean, all those chemicals that are being stored in our bodies, and there's no such thing as a clean non-stick pan.
Yeah.
So if we're using those, folks, I would seriously take a look on Google and do some research, because heat over time and the wrong instruments in the pan will all start to lift that coating. And once that coating enters your body, it is next possible. It's kind of like the best cure for being hit by lightning is you avoid being hit by lightning. So unfortunately.
Yeah, I've always felt uncomfortable using those. I've always used a stainless steel or a cast iron. Those are the ones that I usually use.
Yeah, and somebody was even questioning ceramic coated iron pan. So I haven't
Which
looked
what
into
kind?
that.
Ceramic coated?
Ceramic coated pans, yeah. The ironstone that's got the
Yeah.
um, China clay and coating on there. Of course, hopefully you're using like Pam or a spray on oil, no
Yeah.
stick, to be able to use those lovely stainless steel pots and pans. And there are different grades of stainless steel pots and pans, because some stainless steel will carry lead. So
Oh, really?
depending on where they were manufactured and content, you run into some problems too.
Mm.
So detox is such an important thing. I when I hear people naysaying it, I'm always surprised. And they, but you're so healthy, they'll say, that the gal that really slim running her yoga class, drinking her green smoothie, and they're saying, why are you cleansing? And it's logical, just because she understands that the amount of fake chemicals in our environment, if you're eating really good fruit and vegetables,
Yeah.
can still be contaminated. And xenoestrogens are not our friend, and they can be found in meats, fish, vegetables, are cleaning products. Xenoestrogens, that's fake estrogens, and that creates and contribute to hormone imbalances, mood changes, and that both in men and women. It's not something that is only with the females. Yeah. So
Does
xenoestrogens.
when you do a detox, does it detox the whole body or just parts of the body?
Yeah, some people just need a brain detox. I get it. Sorry.
Are you referring to me?
Oh my goodness. Actually, I was making fun about just that thing, because you do need a brain detox. If you keep choosing the wrong foods or the wrong lifestyle, you need a brain detox. You need a mindset.
But is it the stomach that you're detoxing to do the brain, or that part? Like, how does that even work? Can you even You're laughing here. I'm feeling like I'm in the end of this joke here.
Not at all, Gary. Just wait till you step in my office. Okay, now, and people will say, well, the liver is the main detoxification organ, and it is a very important organ, for sure, because it has so many different functions,
Yeah.
both with building and detoxification. But ultimately, it's our intestines, is what I've decided after how many years practice now? 27 years of practice.
Mm-hmm.
It's intestine. If we're sluggish, if the mucosal barrier is weak, we're going to absorb more toxic chemicals. There isn't the discretion allowed to a healthy intestinal tract there to say, no, you're not being absorbed here and now at this time.
Right.
And then as the intestines absorb, then it sends it to the liver. And
Oh,
then the
wow.
liver gets the problem. So which comes first? What we're putting into the intestines, and healthy those are.
Yeah.
Because then it impacts our liver, the kidneys, and then that gets circulated as well through the lymph, and it affects our lungs, our cardiovascular system, skin. So
Yeah.
speaking of itchy, I have a lot of itchy people at the moment. Itchy
Oh, me
people
too. Oh,
and
yeah.
itchy pets, both.
Yeah. Is it the dryness, or is it just you need a detox?
Could be both.
Could be both.
Yeah. So if you haven't been itchy before, and right now there's a reasonable amount of
Now I
moisture in the
feel
air.
itchy. Go ahead. Yeah. Thanks.
Yes. So lots of symptoms can be associated to just needing a detox. So whether it's weight gain, bloatedness, mood changes, hormonal upset, frequency of urination, prostate problems, pain, joints, aches and pains, fatigue is a huge one. Brain fog is another one.
So
So
what if you check off everything you just listed there?
yeah.
Go to the emergency. Come and
You can
see
just,
Linda.
yeah, come see me.
Yeah.
You can start with food detox. That's why I'm so excited for people to jump on this Cabbage Soup-A-Thon. Last year I did 45 days just different cabbage. So
Serious,
45
45
day.
days. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And
That's
it felt
amazing.
great. I
Now,
think,
do you eat it like 3 times a day, 2 times a day,
yeah,
once a
three
day,
times a day,
3 times a
whenever I'm
day?
hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like ideally, I'll have something in the morning. I still had tea, green tea. I was avoiding also coffee, which is a trick one for me because I really enjoy coffee. Um, and then just enough water and different types of flavors of cabbage soup with different vegetables in
Yeah.
it. Yes, I did have chicken and a beef and a bone broth based
Yeah.
soup. So I really encourage people to do this at least one day, if not for a weekend.
Well, there's the
Um,
challenge. There's the challenge right there.
yeah, and please let me know what you decided to do. I'm always excited from people they decided to do the and cabbage soup diet. It comes from a time back. How many years ago when they said that was the best weight loss diet, and
Mm.
it sort of launched that way. But it's a very healthy food, and it should be something incorporated into every diet, especially in the winter.
Totally agree. I went and got a huge stock pot, and I make a whole batch of it up, and then I'll leave some in the fridge, but then I'll freeze some so that I can, when I'm ready,
Yeah,
just pop it in and cook it up. And so I took on the challenge. I'm not doing I didn't do the soup-a-thon where that's all I ate, but I'm going to. But I've been eating that for probably 4 months now, 4 maybe 5 months now, where
mhm.
I
And
buy
weather
cabbage all the
changed.
time. Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And people that have a blood sugar imbalances, um, whether it's weak pancreas, adrenals, or liver. I mean, all of the organs are involved when you have blood sugar imbalance. But
Right.
it can be cleansing for the pancreas. I doing more research on diabetes, pre-diabetes, and they're giving them all these numbers now, not just number two. There's number three when it affects the brain through excess inflammation because blood sugar is imbalanced. So go back to your original question there about like our brains and our guts. Well, Dr. Amen, who specifically says our brain swells at night, so it can incorporate more fluid exchange and actually become cleansed with the lymphatic and the circulatory system and the cerebral spinal fluid while we sleep at
Right.
night. So
Right.
that exchange happens with the gut, and then those dirty water from the brain, so dirty mind, maybe that's kind of ingredients
Yeah.
there,
Yeah. Yeah.
can go and be cleansed through the gut as it recirculates through the body. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how the brain becomes cleansed too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
So,
so it does a cleanse every night is what you're saying. That
every
is
night,
that part that's part of the sleep
process.
program process. Yeah.
Yes. So while
Interesting.
we're resting, then these processes and go through uninhibited by activity and more consumption.
Right.
This is that's why it's also to go to bed with a glass of water every night to just give that extra cup of fluid for kidneys to work through.
Right.
And hopefully you have enough kidney chi power um, that you don't wake up in the middle of the night. So if
Yeah.
you're
That
doing that,
that
that's a
that's
symptom.
a that's a no start for me. Yeah. Drink a glass of water. I'll be up every hour. No.
I'm just looking at some of these other quick points to mention, like foods that are specifically important to um, include in a detox or your cabbage diet would also be like your chlorella, the cilantro. Um, you can have of course your cabbage. Drinks are green tea; those detoxify.
Right.
So cucumber in itself has been used by my East Indian mentor in the past to really cleanse the bowel. So
Mm.
an English cucumber, at least one a day, if not two,
Oh
can
wow.
also start to cleanse parasites, bacteria, amoeba, um, many different little creatures down there that don't seem to enjoy cucumber. So you
Oh
might as well move
wow.
them on out.
There you go, folks. Go get some cucumbers.
So prescribing for people, the cabbage soup-A-Thon, I'm not going to specifically say, and you should take some B vitamins, and you should, that's something that I would refer to work with you one-on-one and
Yeah.
specify what exactly will maximize the results you get from the cabbage soup-A-Thon.
Sure. Sure. So that's for the this cabbage soup-a-thon. Is it going for the rest of this month? Is that the challenge?
That be the minimum, yes.
Okay.
And
There.
you, I think that's a doable thing for many people.
I think so. Yeah. It's not like you're fasting for however long. It's you're eating. It's just you're eating tons of cabbage.
That's right. So it's a couple of days till January 31st. That would be a 14-day cleanse to organize your kitchen and get in shape for eating and fasting. And detox cleanses fast are great motivators. Like they catalyze. It's a catalyst for new beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, you've spent 2 weeks, 45 days. I really feel like going and now polluting my body in with things that I know aren't in my best interest. And,
Yeah.
learning when and how off to yourself. I mean, don't deprive yourself. I call those naturopathic cripples.
Yeah.
They can't go anywhere and can't anything because they're not healthy enough, is what it means to me. You
Yeah.
should be able to tolerate a little bit of attention.
What
The other
about
question,
off the shelf remedies? You go buy a detox off the shelf. Are those worth looking at? Not looking at?
well, they're interesting because when I consider a cleanse for people, are they ready and in a place? Are they nutrified enough? Do they have enough stamina? Is constitution such that they can tolerate uh,
Mm,
drainage and the ill effects of mobilizing out of fat and stored tissue these toxins coming through? Is there already is their urination clear and healthy at that point in time? So with an off the shelf cleanse, you're not necessarily getting the appropriate focus view.
got it.
And the liver is an interesting organ. It has two phases of enzymes: phase one, phase two. Phase one enzymes start processing all the gunk that comes through digestive tract, and then actually makes it into water soluble, super radical, toxic material that
Oh
the phase
wow.
two enzymes have to take care of. So sometimes those bought kits or liquids focus only on the phase one enzymes activating them. And if you have a sluggish phase two, all of a sudden you've got this buildup of really toxic byproduct
Oh
in
wow.
between phase one and two because phase
Yeah.
two hasn't caught up yet.
Yeah.
And that can cause a lot of trouble for people. And they get
Yeah.
rashes and they say, oh, I've tried a cleanser. I did a detox and it was just terrible. Well,
Yeah.
that's what
So
happened
yeah. Okay.
potentially.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So off the shelf. But my other favorite right now, my doctor doesn't say I need a cleanse, or there's nothing on blood work that says my liver is bad.
Yeah.
But if you understand physiology and biochemistry, if you have gas and bloating and heartburn and these digestive symptoms, you're going to know that you have congestion in your bowel and small intestines, which then logically in turn puts an overburden on the filtering system, the liver.
Right.
And my dear mentor, John Matson, with Eating Alive, has a fantastic book that explains exactly how the liver works and why it becomes overburdened and stuff gets stuck in these little cells. You can't take your liver out and wash it, put it back in. So
Yeah.
you have to do things. It's a filtering organ. Talk about not eating filtering organs of animals if they've been not properly fed or
Yeah.
abused with a lot of chemicals or hormones to grow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we tend to avoid filtering organs for a reason.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. You know, you're. I kind of like it when I used to race dirt bikes years ago. You used to have to clean the air filter all the time, and you had to. That was probably your most primary thing, is that air filter, because it could damage the engine if you didn't look after it and clean it. And so, doing a detox is cleaning that filter, that liver filter that we have, so that it doesn't damage the rest of the things. At least that's how I put it into my mind.
Yeah, and so the same is for our body. So for somebody, for your doctor just to say, well, there isn't any indication your liver's in trouble with your liver enzymes. Well, I also hate to say, sorry, folks, but by the time you see it on your blood work, you're in big trouble. And
Yeah,
are you gonna wait till then? And by then
yeah,
you're having like which symptoms. You don't need
yeah,
blood work to
yeah, yeah,
tell you that you got a problem.
yeah,
So um you know, are we advancing in ways? Well, that's sort of why I like hair mineral analysis. If you know how to interpret that properly, that's going to give you an idea of chemical load and um, the minerals like mercury there that is hidden there either from fillings or from vaccinations in the past. You're going to find that tie up important active minerals like selenium
right,
and iron, and they're just not available for your body to detoxify. So
right, right.
there are some out of the box. And I was interested at a cancer presentation at Calgary Public Library about how they're starting to use fingernails as sort of a testing for and they didn't go into it. But I was so close to standing up saying, "Oh, naturopathic doctors have been using this for over 50 years as a method of assessing people." Well,
Yeah,
for sure 30. But this is news to them.
yeah,
I don't know. It's not something out of the box, really.
yeah.
And do
Interesting.
we, you know, firefighters or other people have welders and oil and gas guys that are checking meters and so on have a huge exposure to heavy metals, and they test the blood, but it doesn't show how it's being stored in tissue.
Yeah,
And it's not until they start have tremors or breathing difficulties do they start to ask, well, what could be the problem here? And you just
yeah,
test the you may not find it.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So
Interesting.
yeah, it
Well,
is. I love
yeah.
it.
This is so. So the big challenge here is the soup-a-thon for the rest of this month. Go buy yourself some cabbage, stock up, figure out recipes. Do you have any recipes that you've posted or anything for the soup-a-thon? Any kind of
Yeah, in my newsletter, and I don't know if my gal
is it
got
in
my
your blog or
Instagram out. Yeah,
is
it's
it
in the
on your blog?
blog.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
there's a cabbage soup recipe in the blog, and there's a
Awesome.
lot of variations that you can find out there too. But that's just happens to be one I put up, so people can
Yeah.
have
Yeah, you
fresh
can get pretty
start.
creative with what you throw in that soup. I mean, it's soup. So what do you want to throw in there? Yeah.
Yep, the kitchen sink, you name
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Just get yourself a nice big stock pot and start throwing stuff in. But just make sure you got cabbage in there.
Yeah. So we should follow up with this at some point and just see how people have done, and perhaps we'll do something else in the next week or two, Gary, and see if we can get people participating.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So if there's any comments, don't forget to. I don't see any comments coming through right now, but if you have any comments, go ahead and post them below, and we'll make sure we respond to them. We sure are grateful that you took time out of your Saturday to join us. Hopefully, this has been beneficial for you. So the big challenge is you need to do a detox. Go in, the cabbage soup is the start. If you want to know more, book an appointment. Go to lindakodnar.com and onto Linda's website and book an appointment and go and see her. See what you need to do, because I think it is a custom thing for each person depending upon what they need. If you want to take it a little deeper than the cabbage soup.
Absolutely, a treatment. It's not just a cleanse, a detox. You're actually treating your body. So
Yeah.
very important if you're interested in preventative health and well-being.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Linda, for your time and your wisdom and sharing that with us. And all the best, everyone. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.
Okay, take care.
Bye now.